I had heard Whitney, I was in the living room, and I heard Whitney in my room in the very back, like answer the phone and say, tell Erin, because she was trying to keep her in the room. And saying like that we won't ever see her, and that she was taking me to court for child support and all that, just, ranting on. And
So you just heard her talking on the phone?
Yeah, like she said that they were leaving, and I wasn't trying to cause this problem, so I was just going to let them go.
So when you heard her on the phone, it sounded like she was talking to the baby?
Yeah, because she was trying to keep her in the room with her, away from all of us, just trying to be spiteful. Like she purposely yelled out, we're going to Uncle Elgin's, so that I would hear, to know that they were leaving. Because Eliza's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, as soon as Whitney finds out, they're going to leave. And she's been trying to get a Section 8 housing in Xenia.
Whitney, yes.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
She's been working on this for like 6 months. And so I guess what Elgin just told me before we came here was that he thought she was supposed to move into it tomorrow. And he was giving her all of his old furniture and stuff. I had told my mom, I was like, I'm pretty sure they're leaving, is what I said. And she said, when? And I said, like, now, basically, like, here in a little bit.
Okay.
I said, Elgin's gonna come get them and take them to her mom's. And my mom just, okay, got off the phone with whoever she was talking to about the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
She went back there to talk to her like, they usually would, because Whitney listens to them more. Basically arguing, saying that Whitney's saying that she hates our family and that we're disgusting and that we're not a family and that she doesn't want Erin around us. Knowing that my parents have done everything they can for her, and I've done everything I can for her, and it's never been good enough for the last 10 years.
So Dad's upset with you.
Because
would you say that he was desperate to keep
Yes.
Whitney from leaving?
Yes.
Okay. So.
And that's basically what those other little conversations before work was. He'd pour his heart out, make her feel bad for him, and she would. And because she knew, like, if she took her away, that would probably kill my dad.
So what happened after Dad told you this?
After that, though.
You didn't see Whitney after
I've
that?
never seen Whitney. I have not seen her since.
And then I got a defibrillator in my chest right here that the 2-year-old likes to push on.
You've been through the ringer a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. 2-year-olds do things like that.
She loves me to death, and I love her to death. Her mommy and daddy fighting and arguing all the time. I just try and keep her from I can.
So you went to the bathroom, used the restroom?
Yeah, and I could hear my wife and Whitney talking. And they went in the bedroom talking. And I come out, went in the living room where Randy was with the baby. I'm not gonna lie to you, I told him we got into it and we wound up nose to nose, and I told him if anything happened to that 2-year-old little girl over this, that I was gonna put a bullet in his head.
Okay. So what happened then?
He got mad at me. He says, that's just great, Dad. Just like always, stick up for me, whatever, or something. Randy, I've never been able to do anything good enough for Randy, even though I've done everything I can for him.
So what happened then?
My wife come in and told me to come in there. I went in there and her and Whitney were in the bedroom. She had Whitney calm down. Whitney said, you need to make Randy leave so I can decide what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna take the baby and leave now or not or whatever. So I went in and told him, get your shoes on, get out of here. Don't come back for a couple days. You've got your other girlfriend and everything. I've told him and her both when the baby was only 6, 8 months old and they were fighting, and she talked about leaving then. I told her, you don't have to be with my son to stay here. This is my granddaughter as much as it is your daughter. You can stay here And he can sleep out on the couch or something if he needs a place to sleep. Other than that, he can move and go anywhere he wants.
What happened after that?
I played with the baby for a little bit. She started fussing, wanting my wife. And I got her to lay down and take a nap. We laid down, well, he laid down and went back to sleep.
You remember about what time that was?
11:30,
So when did you wake up?
2 o'clock. Got up and changed the baby's diaper.
Where was Whitney then? Was she still in the bedroom or something else?
She was gone.
Do you know where she went?
My wife said somebody in the car picked her up.
Who told you that? I'm
My
sorry.
wife.
Rodney claims that Whitney told him she wouldn't leave if he kicked Randy out of his house. Rodney told Randy to leave and then took a nap with the baby.
I was trying to calm her down so that she would stay and talk to us and everything.
So you
Because
had-
whatever he's doing,
You had
Yeah.
Rodney come into the room. Why'd you have Rodney come in?
because I was telling him she wanted Randy to leave.
Okay.
She was willing to calm down, she was willing to talk to us and everything, especially about the baby and stuff, but she wanted Randy to leave.
So you're in the room and you say you call Rodney in there.
Yeah.
And what did you tell him?
I told him that she, willing to talk, she's willing to stay and finish her packing and everything, as long as he leaves.
So you're in a bad mood, you're mad, you're telling Randy get the hell out, it's causing a problem.
Yeah.
Did he go?
Yeah, he got his
So
He
what
got his
happened?
uniform or whatever, and
What happened after that?
she was in the bedroom, I went back in, told her that he had left, because I even went down and checked. I stepped down into the living room, and the car was gone.
So after that, what additional contact did you have with Whitney?
She was going back and forth from the room into the kitchen, and I think I went to the bathroom, and what was she doing? She was sitting there on her phone again,
Where?
on the bed. She was sitting
Okay,
on her...
so she's back in the
yeah,
bed- her
yeah,
bedroom.
Yeah, she went back in the bedroom, and she was sitting there on her phone again. And she's sitting there, and I just come out of the bathroom, and she's like, I do not freaking believe him. I was like, that sentence is said so many times when it pertains to Randy.
What was it about?
I don't know. I think she was on Facebook or something, because she didn't even say anything to me.
Everything Valerie is telling the detective is a lie, but he lets her continue digging her own grave. Eventually, the detective decides it's time to confront her and tell her he knows the truth.
I was in the...
Here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm a straight arrow, he'll tell you that. I'm not much of a bullshitter, so I'm gonna be straight with you. I know, you're here for a reason tonight.
Yeah.
It isn't just a whim that we decide to drag you out of bed, okay? Our guys are there doing a search warrant at your house right now,
Right.
okay? I know that she didn't get in a car and the end of your driveway. You look at me, yeah.
Yeah, we know she wasn't picked up by a burgundy car. What happened to Whitney, Valerie?
She did.
No, she did not.
Valerie, there are bad people in this world, and then there are good people in this world. That sometimes things get out of control, and bad things happen. Not intentionally, not by any prior calculation, but sometimes things just get out of hand.
Here's the thing, I know she didn't get in a burgundy car or a maroon car in your driveway, or at the end of your driveway. I'm telling you. I'm a straight shooter, I'm not gonna bullshit you. It didn't happen.
What happened with you, Valerie?
I do not know.
We didn't just talk to you. We've also talked talk to your husband. What happened to Whitney? We know what happened to Whitney. Do you see these marks? Those are fingerprints. Do you know what we can get from fingerprints? First of all, we can take fingerprints off human skin. And we're working on that right now. We can get DNA off human skin and off clothing.
That is not her.
I know, that is her. That is her. That is Whitney. That is Whitney. Whitney's laying dead at the bottom of a goddamn ravine.
What happened to Whitney? Do you think that I spent my entire day sitting here with my thumb in my ass, tracking every spot where you said you were at, checking for cameras, looking at cameras? I'm not stupid. Don't treat me like I'm stupid. It's time to tell the truth.
I think we know what happened. We know where it happened. What we're trying to understand, Valerie, is the why. Why did it happen? Will you please tell me why it happened? I want to understand what you're saying.
No, what did you say?
I said if it wasn't unintentional, was it on purpose?
No. No.
Was it an accident?
Yeah.
Okay, how did the accident happen?
She pushed me, she shoved me back into the door because I asked her to leave the baby with us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had her 24/7.
We understand.
For 2.5 years.
Yeah, we understand that.
She said no, she said she's taking her. Yeah, she did. She said we weren't gonna see her anymore, especially since Randy got the other one pregnant.
Right.
She shoved me into the door. She hit me because I kept telling her. We have been taking care of her. She doesn't like to go anywhere else. She just kept screaming. She didn't care. She was hers. She wasn't giving her up. She hasn't taken care of her at all.